Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 7 in college football. Right now we're talking with Al McMordie, Big Al from BigAl.com, who's going to cover a tough Pac-12 game, Oregon and UCLA. Pac-12, what a wacky conference this year. Al, thanks for being back with us.
Always good to be here, Peter.
All right, I don't know why you picked these Pac-12 games. If I were a professional handicapper, I'd probably tell my clients just completely stay off the Pac-12, except for maybe an under with Stanford here and there and an over with Oregon State here and there. But I don't know, you seem to like them. You think you have a good read on this game?
Well, I mean, I live in Los Angeles, so that's why I'm always looking at the Pac-12. If I lived out in New York City, I'd be looking at the American Athletic Conference probably. But
I know.
No, I like the Pac-12.
So before we hear your take on Oregon, UCLA, tell us a little bit about BigAl.com, what we can find there, and how this football season has been going for you.
Well, football season's not going great. It was a lot better last year, that's for sure. As faithful followers know of these videos, last year in the NFL, 83-57. This year, I got off to a 9-12 start going into last week. Last week was kind of weird. It just depends on what point spreads people had.
Yes.
We could have been as good as 5-4 with a push. We could have been as bad as 3-6. So it all depends on what numbers people got. If they bet on game day, they had good results and went 5-4. So we had 3 games that fell on or around the numbers last week.
NHL is starting right now. Didn't you have like a great result in the NHL last year as well, and a bunch of years ago?
Yeah, last year documented #1 in the NHL by the Sports Monitor, and the NHL does start tomorrow on Wednesday. I've given out to my visitors at the website a free futures wager. I like the St. Louis Blues at 13-1 to win the Stanley Cup. And people can go online to BigAl.com and click on free picks and get 3 free selections every day at the website. No strings attached. It's all available right there online.
All right. Oregon, UCLA, you want to take a Pac-12 game? Go for it, Al. UCLA is a 2 or 2.5 point home underdog. That's down from 3.5. Oregon, of course, off of their first loss to Arizona. They were a huge favorite in that one. They also, were I forgot what their favorite line was against Washington State, but they won that game by 7. It was a big ATS loss. UCLA, though, they're off of their first loss to Utah. Both teams 1-4 against the spread. So which would you go here? I don't know. Oregon has 2 extra days of rest, and I guess, if these guys are anything close to the Oregon of old, maybe you'd want to take a shot with Oregon at the very, very low favorite line. But like I said, Pac-12 scares me. It's going to be a pass for me. And I did see the total just came out. It's 68. What do you like here, Al McMordie?
I like UCLA. Yes, they both lost as double-digit favorites, but the difference is that Oregon lost last week as a 21.5 point favorite, which is light years away from losing as a 13-point favorite. Teams just don't lose as favorites of 21.5 points, especially, at home, which Oregon did. And Oregon's now 1-4 against the spread, as you mentioned. Their only point spread victory was a very fortunate cover against Michigan State. They scored the last 28 points in that ball game. They got a touchdown, a 14-yard run with 85 seconds left in the game. But for that play, they're 0-5 against the spread. And I think as we sit here today, we can safely say that Oregon was overrated at the start of this season. Now they have to go to UCLA and rebound off that loss as a big favorite. And teams generally don't. When teams, I wish I should say when winning teams, are favored by 18 or more points and they lose the game straight up, those teams are now 25-58 against the spread their following week. And this is just a terrible situation for Oregon. UCLA has always been a strong home underdog over the last 35 seasons, 34-17 ATS at home in the Rose Bowl when catching points. I like UCLA here. The money did, come from on UCLA from 3.5 now down to 2.5. I still think the value lies squarely on the side of the Bruins. I think Oregon's overrated. I'm going to take the points.
Yeah, Oregon for sure is overrated, but what a huge, adjustment this is. As a road favorite against UCLA of just, a field goal, and they have 2 extra rest days. Does that matter to you?
The rest days are not significant. I think that's a minor factor, but I do like, if they were at home and staying at home, that might be a little bit more important to have 2 extra days, but they're traveling, down to Los Angeles. So that's a mitigating factor there. And I just think UCLA right now, I just think they're the better team, and I'm going to take points.
Well, like I said, the Pac-12 scares the crap out of me, but Al McMordie from BigAl.com recommending a play on UCLA, currently plus 2.5 is a widely available number. Thanks so much, Al.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns. Big money free betting contests year-round. a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.